All right, we're going to switch things up a little bit tonight. Our speaker is going to go first, and I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Buzzelli tonight. Met him for the first time a few minutes ago, and really quickly learned he's got some great ideas, and I'm looking forward to hearing him speak. Instead of going over his credentials, I'm going to leave that up to himself to do all of that for us and introduce himself. I believe he knows a few of us here on the alumni board, but after tonight, we can all call him Fred and know a little bit more about it. So Dr. Buzzelli is our speaker tonight, and I'll turn the floor over to him.
Very clear to all those in higher education that education is dependent from this point on its alumni. Without alumni, we cannot afford to keep these programs going. Of all the optometry schools, and all there are 20, will be the 23rd. Right now, we are putting together our self-study. That self-study will go to get us pre-accreditation by the Accreditation Council on Optometric Education. Until that time, we don't do any recruiting. We can't accept or enroll any students to that time. So the self-study is what tells the council when they decide that we're ready to take that next step. We're in the middle of putting that in. But of all the other schools, this one, the money for this school comes from the Department of Agriculture. Now, if you'd have told me that money for a school educationally was coming from the Department of Agriculture, I would say, well, why? How? That's because we're about rural development here. So as you see as we go through this, the Kentucky College of Optometry is unlike any other school, as is the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, as is the Kentucky College of Business. Our job is different. We're not just about producing programs. You can get those anywhere in America. We are about access. The reason I'm here is for access. I did that, and the reason I came here, I was at Incarnate Word in Texas, and they're about access also. The access there was to the Hispanic community and those who were serving South Texas. When I came here and I met the individuals who were here, I realized that this faculty, this staff, this administration, this alumni understands that we're different. We're about access. We give people the chance that they never would have had. And I saw that in Texas when I did it. And I knew the individuals here were very serious about access. And for us to do that job, it can't be done without alumni. It's not going to work that you can found and support an institution. So when I was asked tonight to come and speak to you, I was thrilled. I introduced the students at Incarnate Word University. The Alumni Association is in my school the first month of their first year. That's how important it is. If any institution that thinks that they can move forward without their alumni support, their alumni funding, it's not going to work. And you could have been alumni at any other school and not had the job of access. So your job as an alumni board is so much more important because you're providing education for individuals, most of whom would never have a chance if they weren't for places like the University of Pikeville. So when I came here, I knew that this was the place. This was where they understood access. The diabetes rate in the United States is approaching almost 28%. The diabetes rate here in Pike County is 47% above the national average. Now, when you have diabetes, because it breaks down the blood vessels, it attacks the eye tremendously. So your standard of care is that anyone who has diabetes gets an eye exam every year. So your standard of care is 100%. We are 47% above the national average with diabetes to begin with. How many of our patients here in the area have had eye exams? 10%. 90%. Why? Where do they go? Where do you get them? So not only does the University of Pikeville serve to provide education, access to education, what you do as the alumni is you also work at providing access to health care that's not here. So yeah, Pikeville's different. The Alumni Association of Pikeville is different. You don't have to be here tonight. Okay? Most of you have worked all day. Thank you for letting me go on early. I have a meeting with they're interviewing the Dean of the School of Nursing. So as you all know, the University of Pikeville day never ends. It just goes on like from morning till night. And when people can't keep their eyes open at a meeting, the day is over. And then you start again the next day at Pikeville. But, so this is an honor to come and talk to you. So let's talk about the optometry school. How does it get here? What is going to happen? And how do we do this? So first of all, we now have a building. From the Department of Agriculture, we have the money from a building. So how do you move this huge bear where we want it to be? How do you get an optometry school going when you have to recruit students, you have to recruit faculty, you have to get an administration? This is a very big project. But the individuals and the deans that have come before me, deans of the business school, deans of education, okay, they were all prepared. And I'll tell you a little about that later, how well prepared and how supportive they've been. All right? So you need a plan. So when you come here to build an optometry school, you need a mission statement. My job in the Air Force was when a hospital went bad, they sent me in to fix it. And almost invariably, the reason something goes bad, any organization, not just the hospital, is you get away from your mission statement. You get off track. So everything, and the first thing I did when I looked through, I came here to see what you were up to, and I talked to you, and I go, right here tonight, and I see your mission statement, right up top, mission statement, right in the front. Serving is the gateway to the world for students, alumni, and friends on your strategic plan. Well, great. Serving, and you do. You're not just about education. That's not what Pikeville is. It's not what you do. It's not what I do. It's not what Howard does. You're about access. You give gateways to the world for people who don't have those gateways. You give gateways to health care for people who don't have health care. So it's a very, very different statement, and the first thing I looked at, and there's your mission statement, and that's what it's all about. Next, you have to produce the self-study. Without accreditation, you can't take a licensed exam to be an optometrist in any state in the United States. So without accreditation, we have no standing. You can have an optometry school. You can have all the optometry schools you want. Without accreditation, you don't have optometrists. So therefore, accreditation, trying to get that pre-accreditation certification is what we're working on now, because that triggers our recruiting, that triggers our ability to enroll students in there. You need a building. I want to talk to you about your building that's coming. And strategic planning. Most people think strategic planning is for the future, done for the future. No, it's now. Strategic planning starts now. The relationship of the College of Optometry to the Alumni Association starts when the first student walks on campus. That's when that starts. They have to know that. They have to know that, okay, it's starting, and we are responsible for the school we leave behind. This is not my optometry school. I'm here for a little bit of time. The optometry school belongs to the citizens of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Yes, we're a private school, but that's who it belongs to. That's who we serve. Okay? So the school doesn't belong to the dean. The school doesn't belong to the faculty. It's the individuals, the men and the women who we graduate and the men and women who we put out there, it's their institution, it's their school, it's their responsibility. Okay, and this is like preaching to the choir, because you're here giving up your time because you know this school is your responsibility. The success of this optometry college is your responsibility. It's my accountability. I'm accountable to see that it's successful, but I can't do it without alumni. I can do it for a few years. We'll have money and funding. I bet you I can get it away for 8 years. But the way funding is going beyond that without alumni, we're going to have a successful program. So those are the 4 things that we need to do in our plan. Now, the mission statement is very important because the mission statement, 1, has to align with the university. If I don't align with the university's mission statement, all right, we got a problem because I can't carry out the president's directives. We need a flagship. We have that. Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, 5th in America in rural medicine. How's that? For the University of Pikeville to produce the College of Medicine is ranked 5th. Okay? And those of you who are familiar or certainly have heard, in a month before last, Howard, from my Chronicles of Higher Education, I think it was a month before last, 20th fastest growing university in America, University of Pikeville. This is no small school. This university, I've been around education, I've been around the Air Force, I was in charge of the medical service for the Guard, I had 117,000 people. I know when something is about to explode. This university, this town is about to explode. You will not recognize anything about Pikeville or the University of Pikeville in 10 years. Okay? So it's really going to be there. Okay, the president's initiatives, each year then the president's, and we just had our planning meeting, the president tells us what he wants to do to stay with the mission. And this is going to be the birthplace of rural optometry. There is a concept of rural medicine. We don't have a concept of rural optometry. So here's our mission. Develop, we're practitioners of the healing arts, that we do. We define a standard for excellence in optometric education and vision care. Notice the 2 things up there, University of Pikeville. Not just optometric education, but we also provide vision care. Our graduates apply unparalleled knowledge of clinical care and vision science in a cultural environment of faith. We'll be the 2nd faith-based optometry school. Okay, where I came from was Catholic. Here's Presbyterian. That gives you enormous advantages being faith-based because you can put these young men and women today, they want something more. They don't want so much theology, but they want to know there's more to life than just education. They want to understand the impact of faith in their lives. Social justice, okay? We bring health care where there is none. So we have social justice. And human dignity in Appalachia particularly and in all of rural America. And you won't see that in any other mission statements. Okay? I used that it had to line up with the colleges. And here's how it lines up with the universities. Universities is on the left. Their mission statement talks about education. I talk about education. Universities' mission statement talks about cultural. We talk about our culture of faith, social justice, and human dignity. Economic and global, they applied unparalleled clinical care. So the University of Pikeville, Kentucky College of Optometry, aligns perfectly. Well, let's take a look at yours. Serve as the gateway to the world for students, economic and global. For students, education, right on top. Alumni and friends of UPIKE. What's our culture? Our culture is one of inclusion. Everybody's welcome here. So if I look at your mission statement aligns with my mission statement, aligns with the university. I know if I looked at the College of Business, it will be exactly the same. So you can see that Pikeville's on the right track. And if we get the alumni engine behind this, we are going to have just an unmatched university. So what do we have to do? First, I have to hire an executive. That was done. We had to have the pro forma review with Colonel Doug Lange, and that's been done to make sure we think we have the money and we know how to do the hiring. Okay, you can't have a professional school drain your undergraduate money. That's not fair to the students who are paying undergraduate tuition. So we've done that. We are not going to have a clinic. We will be aligned with Pikeville Hospital. We're negotiating with them. We have to convince the Kentucky optometric community to support the school. We have done that. Create a list of potential associate dean and assistant dean candidates. I have already made an offer for an assistant dean. We finished our screening and our interviews for an associate dean, so those will be on board. So we're right on track. Set the date for the advisory board. That was done in October. That's done. Identify the rural clinics. Like we said, we're not going to have clinics here. Our job is to take care of the people who are not being taken care of. Big Sandy Healthcare Corporation, we already have a signed letter of intent with them. Mountain Medical Corporation, we already have a signed letter of intent. Our students will train taking care of the people that they're supposed to be taking care of when they graduate. It was a commercial break. So we'll do anything to make money for the College of Optometry. So Human Resources designs the Executive Council job descriptions. They're done. First draft of the mission statement, and you saw it. So basically, we're right on track to where we should be. Next year, in 2015, we hope to receive pre-accreditation from the council. If we do, at that point, we'll be able to begin to recruit students for the class of, how appropriate that the University of Pikeville is going to have their first graduating class of optometrists in 2020. Okay, that's not going to happen again. Okay, next I told you about the importance of the self-study. Self-study depends on faculty and shared governance. You can take a look at shared governance today. Faculty has to be involved, and that's just the UPIKE culture. The UPIKE culture is everybody's involved. There's no such thing. We all have a job to do. We all do a UPIKE job. There's nobody around here that I've run into that wears a hat that they think is more important than someone else's hat. It's not. The people who serve food to our undergraduates and keep them comfortable, our facilities staff that keeps the buildings clean and warm, it's just as important as my job. My job is no more important than their job. And that's the UPIKE culture around here. So the curriculum is very important. Medical school we've been working with so that we teach the optometry students, the medical students together. Has to be competency-based. It can no longer be educationally based. They have to learn about the anatomy of the eye. No, that's educationally based. Today they have to be able to identify disease state within the anatomy of the eye. That's a competency, as opposed to just knowing something about the eye. Interprofessional education, we work with our brothers and sisters in nursing, our brothers and sisters at the College of Osteopathic Medicine. By working together, we do bring some economics of scale, and our recruiting needs to be from Pikeville. We need to recruit people who have not had the opportunity before. So as you can see, there's our leadership organizational chart. We have academic affairs, student affairs. Things like financial affairs, there's economics of scale. That's going to stay on the main campus. I was having a discussion tonight about this alumni association. No, that's not economics of scale. We are the University of Pikeville. We are not the College of Optometry. We're not the College of Business. We are not the College of Education. We are the University of Pikeville. Therefore, economics of scale, you have one area looking at and moving everything. There's our clinical operations. You know, it says one's philosophy. Eleanor Roosevelt said that one's philosophy is not expressed only in words. It's expressed in the choices that you make every day throughout your life. In the long run, the only thing that shapes your life is you. And this process never ends until we die. And the choices we make are our ultimate responsibility. Your choice to be here tonight is a critical one for this university. And you've made a good choice in that. We have to see that everybody makes the same choices. In order to do that, how do we know we're going to stay true to our mission? That our individuals will understand access? Well, you look at two ways of doing things, okay? You can be a regular university, kind of a Little Bear or an Ursa Minor, or you can be a major university, Ursa Major. And in order to do that, we're going to introduce the Health Professions Personal Development Pathway. One of the reasons I went to Incarnate Word is I believed that you could teach the skills you need to be a doctor: passion, compassion, understanding. That what you do as a doctor, that's your skill set, okay? That's simply your skill set. That just makes you a technician. How you treat the patient who's in the chair opposite you should be done better by a graduate of the University of Pikeville, because our culture is about dignity, and our culture is about social justice. So therefore, we take the Pikeville mission, I put it in an Incarnate Word, it's coming here. I'm bringing the instructors who designed the course in Incarnate Word will be here to see that the course is designed here the same way. It teaches faith, human dignity, and social justice. It emphasizes what it means to be a compassionate doctor and a leader in the community. They take this during their first and second years, along with all the other optometry stuff. Okay? Here's some of the topics that they have to take. Development of optometry, a philosophical perspective. Okay? Not what you do, not how to do an eye exam. What does it mean to take care of a person? To have a diabetic patient, to have a patient with hypertensive retinopathy whose care is in your hands. Empathy, sympathy, compassion. They get courses in that. It was taught in Incarnate Word by the Department of Philosophy. We don't know. Ethical decision making, effective communication, personal accountability, relationship building. How do you build relationships? In your home, in your office, with your friends. Importance of centering and personal reflection. That's what these young individuals today do, things like this. Conflict resolution. How do you develop conflict? Leadership. They have to take 18 courses in leadership. Leadership is key to every job you will ever have. It's not about practice management. It's not about how the job is done. It's how do you lead in the job? How do you get other people to follow what you need to do? And they will take 18 hours in that. Healthcare access in a human community. Second profession here, how do you develop as a person? How do you develop yourself as a person? We hope that individuals who come in the door and go out the door are different men and women in how they think and how they develop. How does faith, and we're a faith-based university. That's even a bigger responsibility. We're responsible so that the person, whatever faith they come in the door with, they leave deeper in their faith. Doesn't matter the faith. We're Presbyterian in our roots. Okay, that's our legacy. Okay, we live by Christian principles. But education-wise for the students, whatever they come in the door, be it Judaic, be it Muslim, be it Buddhist, be it Hindu, are they better in their faith when they leave our faith-based institution? It's very important. Healthcare, a holistic approach to healthcare, and the importance of having a work-life balance. Next, the infrastructure, building an optometry school. And the infrastructure, the building is 7 stories high. You see it going up, okay? So when all those parking spaces that you see gone, I'm the person that you can blame for those. Make sure that stays in this room. I'm telling everyone that the College of Business refused to let us use their parking lot, so we had to take those. So don't tell anybody. We did that. It'll be 7 stories high. There'll be a huge forum on top, all glass, with patios to the outside to overlook the mountains. so we can have meetings, we can have Rotary meetings, chambers of commerce. We will bring the community in. And it will truly be for the region and for the area. And when you come down 23, that building is going to change the whole face of this region. It's going to show this is not Pikeville College anymore. This is not little Pikeville City anymore. And that's what the building defines. We move downstairs to the 6th and 5th floors, administrative offices, and on the 5th floor, we'll have a food court. So all the students come. So the townspeople will come and eat there. So we truly will be part of our community as we should be. We already have commitments from Chick-fil-A will be in there. They refused to come. They refused to come for so long until they saw the building we were putting up there. So we want to be in there. J&R Market is in there. Einstein Bagel is in there. So it will be a place for the community. Then state-of-the-art diagnostic optometry down. We'll have 2 entrances, one on Hambley Boulevard and one up on Sycamore Street, so that it'll be like the records building in the College of Osteopathic Medicine. It'll be designed mostly glass to bring in the mountains. The wood on the inside will look like the trees. Okay? So it is all designed, and especially for the Alumni Association, I insisted we put in a donor wall. I'll expect you to get that donor wall filled by second week the school is open. Okay? So we'll have a donor wall, which will be, as you walk into this huge double-tiered foyer, will be up there. So it'll truly be a magnificent place. Strategic planning, your graduates will be different. This is what a graduate will look like from the Kentucky College of Optometry, because you have a different mission of access. Yes, there'll be scientists. Yes, there'll be competent optometrists. But beyond that, there'll be leaders among leaders. They'll understand how to develop as a person to get to be the person we all have the capability of being. They will embrace diversity. They will not understand diversity. That's not enough. You have to embrace it as part of your life, especially if you're a doctor. But for anyone, I don't care what you are, you have to understand that diversity is UPIKE. Everybody, this is about acceptance here. Our Christian principles demand that we understand the acceptance of everyone into our UPIKE community. And you do a great job at that already. You do a great job at that. Okay? Passionate, compassionate, mission-focused, and you know how to play, you know how to laugh, you know how to study. You have to do that in your life. You have to be able to have that balance of life and fun and family. All those things are important. Okay? So we're about healthcare access. We do culture, we do provision. So your alumni association steps well beyond other alumni associations, because you are responsible that in the years to come we deliver the best health care. And you develop a foundation for us to do that. That every graduate, every undergraduate, every graduate school student is proud of their optometry college, their college of business, their osteopathic, because it is yours. All these schools are yours. You're the alumni. We don't move without going forward. You provide these things and you provide an education. So Theodore Roosevelt tells us when he's governor of New York that to be a really great people, you must strive in good faith to play a great part in the world. You can't avoid meeting issues. If you're a human being, issues are going to come into your life. All you can determine is if you meet them well or if you meet them poorly. And that was Theodore Roosevelt's definition of what your life is about. It's the same thing with you. You are a great people. UPIKE is a great university. The city of Pikeville is a great place to be from today. And you strive in good faith. You're graduates of a faith-based university. Much deeper responsibility. And you're all going to have issues in your lives. You're going to have family issues, friends issues, relationship issues, business issues. It's going to happen. Your choice is Do you want to meet them well, or do you want to meet them poorly? So if you saw the front page of the newspaper here in town, they labeled your new school as a vision of hope. And that's what you mean. And that's what this Alumni Association is. You give hope for healing, you give hope for caring, and you give hope for education, that they will follow in your footsteps and come here and most of them be the first individuals in their family who have access to an education. Thank you for having me, and I congratulate you for everything that you do. You are so critical to our future. Have a good night.